Hello everyone, this is the love video for the sign of Virgo for the month of September, whatever is left here, and the month of October as well. So before anything, happy birthday Virgo, and I wish you all the best, and keep into account here that the year begins when we turn a year older, okay? So, and also I'd like to let you know that if you would like to see the additional card at the end of the video, what you'll need to do is simply go to, click on the button that says join, which is on the bottom of this video here on the right hand side. When you click that video, payment option will come up, and it'll be in your currency. And that will allow you, that subscription, to see all of the additional videos that I will be posting for this private or exclusive community for all of the horoscopes. Okay, so thank you for those who would like to register, and if not, then you can simply enjoy this video that I have here. Okay, Virgo, so let's take a look and see what we have here. So, as always, I shuffle the deck and I will have 3 lines of 7 cards each. Okay, so I will do them one at a time here so that the last card is different for each line. Also, I would like to communicate that this does work for the ascendant and moon sign as well. Okay, so I recommend to watch all of the videos for your ascendant and your moon sign as well, and for those of, that you're interested in as well, because you will have a lot more information than just for your sun sign. Okay, so if you see this card here, it fell that way, so I'm going to leave it like that. So you can choose any line, or simply watch all of them and then decide which line resonates more with you. Okay, so working on the first line here, let's see what we have. 4 cards, we just need 3 more. And 2 cards left. Start reading the first line, Virgo. Okay, so this will be for the month of October. So let's see what we have. And obviously, as I mentioned, September, because we still have a bit of time left. Okay, so there were a few additional cards that turned over, so we're going to examine those as well. Okay, Virgo, for this month, what do you have here? What you have is the 9 of Wands as the main card for guiding this reading here. And I'm going to explain to you what this means. This means that you need to stop and reflect, gain some strength, and restart whatever it was you were doing. This card means that you have the triumph, but it will depend on how you continue if you achieve your goals. So practically here, I see that you have triumph certain, but if you continue without pausing in life, without reflecting, this could influence what's going to happen. So the first card that you have here is the Lovers. Okay, and this card can talk about many things. This can, to me, can talk about that you feel love for someone. It can also speak of having doubts in a situation in which you need to make a decision. Could be between 2 people or 2 situations in respect to communication. Here, this card is telling me that you are going to take an attitude here which is not very common of an earth sign. This is an attitude, I would say, a little bit impulsive. And here I see you getting out of your comfort zone and going to find someone or communicating with someone, something important here. here, this card, it tells me that you've decided to leave the past behind. You've decided to not drown in that past anymore. You've decided to not relive it, because truly you've realized that the only thing that this is causing you is destruction, Virgo, and pain. Here, apparently, there's something that you need to express, and I've said at the beginning, you're going to do this, but it's going to be spontaneously. Something that is causing you many problems in, I would say, the mental aspect. And I think I could even maybe say spiritually, and more than anything, emotionally. I feel that you are... what's happened to you has left you with the feeling of no longer having any interest in loving someone or giving yourself to someone. You feel like you want to be alone. But I don't feel that that's the truth within you. Simply, that is something that you've created in order to protect yourself from suffering and from pain. And here, this is telling me that you are going to find the help that you need. And what does this mean? This means that there is someone or a place, it could be an institution, a person that is going to help you overcome all of this, these bad years and situations that you've gone through lately. And for many people, I feel specifically 2012, the year 2012, that year was, I would say, the beginning of the problem, or the beginning of the downfall, I would say. I feel that as of today, 2018, 6 years later, you feel that there could be a little bit of hope for you. You feel that there could be a change that's going to help you achieve that connection with other people again, to believe again in someone. And here, the card of death, which talks to me about leaving a negative stage in your life, fortunately, and for a rebirth. This is a liberation, a definitive change in your life. And this change will help you to recuperate yourself emotionally and physically for some people as well. And to leave behind the concept of pain, but pain based off of not being able to maintain my relationship or build a family, or not being able to connect with someone. There's many situations that this card could apply to, of the Ten of Cups in reverse. But definitively, for you, the idea of building a union or a family makes you feel incapable of achieving this in some cases, or unhappy of having lost what you had in certain ways as well. The positive thing here, Virgo, is that you start the recuperation process, and after recuperating, there's good news that comes your way. I always say that many times we need to hit rock bottom in order to be able to bring ourselves back out of this. But you may say this doesn't refer to love, but yes, it does, because in order to love or be loved, we need to be well emotionally. Having an interpersonal relationship is not just to converse or to have an intimate relationship. It's much, much more than that. It's to give yourself and to be prepared to have that union with someone, to be able to interact and understand, and also for them to be able to understand you. Okay, so let's take a look, Virgo, in this first line, what we have for you for the future when you achieve that recuperation. Okay, so let's see here. what this means for you. Okay. And these cards, apologize if I didn't mention it before, it's the Lenormand cards. Okay, and I am utilizing them now because I feel that they bring a lot of additional information. So this card talks about people who go out a lot. They go to parties, concerts, business meetings. This card talks about people who may meet up in a reunion or some type of public events. And it also talks about emotional recuperation. In this moment, I'm not able to think about the word of the place in which people go to for emotional recuperation. For example, for drug use, things like that. It could be many different things. It could be different cases where someone needs to go to someone where there is a peaceful place and the service that they are looking for their recuperation is there. This card also talks a lot about searching and sharing and networking as well. So forging new relationships. What this card tells me is that you will need to meet someone or find someone, and it could be one of the places that I mentioned previously, but these are places where you will make new relationships. Not obviously relationships that you have had in the past, Virgo, which had destroyed you in certain aspects, physically or emotionally. These are new relationships in your life, new people with new interests. So it's as I told you before, this is going to be the end of a stage in your life to be able to connect with new people who are going to help you emotionally to get out of this dark place and sadness in your life. So this line specifically is directed to people who are alone and trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel. And I know that many of you are wanting this to be all about love, but this is really about love. This is a way of loving yourself, because we all know that we need to love ourselves in order for others to be able to love you as well. So Virgo, different people, this card will apply differently, but we each know what we need in order to achieve that recuperation. Okay, so we're going to move on to the second line here. Okay, so let's see what we have here. This month, Virgo, honestly, I feel that you are experimenting or are going to experimenting. I see some difficulties here in the second line, in which is relationships with others. So I see here that you may be speaking with someone or interacting with someone, but it's almost as if you're not able to achieve that connection, that important connection that you are waiting for. It doesn't mean that it won't produce in the future, but I'm just talking about the present and about this month of October and the few days that we have left in September. This tells me that, first of all, you need to search within yourself. What is it that you want? What are you looking for in another individual, in a relationship? This is not about that other people have an opinion about you or your relationship. This card talks about being in a place alone and thinking about what is it that I'm searching for in others and what is it that I can offer. So in this moment, the cards are telling me that you're recuperating still. you're in that process of feeling better, of feeling stronger emotionally. It could be that it could have connection with the first line of going to a place first where we recuperate. It could be that, here you've started that recuperation process. And this is telling me also that you need to speak with this other individual and explain to them where it is that you're coming from. Explain to them what you need. It could be that the other person, if you're watching this video and you are dating someone of the sign Virgo, it could be that this person acts a bit differently or strange. It's just that it's sometimes that there's things within ourselves that we don't want to tell absolutely anyone. And so this is the conversation that should be had with someone. That conversation that is very profound, where certain things are expressed, where sometimes we're scared because we feel like if we say them, it might cause the end. And I think it's better that if we say it and it does cause the end, then at least we know that this relationship didn't work for us. I feel that all of this that hurts us and is causing you pain has a lot to do with your past. But I will tell you something, Virgo. Here there are 2 cups, and what does it symbolize here? That you still have all of the hope of being able to reconnect with other people. I see you already communicating with someone. The problem is that there are ups and downs emotionally. It could be with your partner or with you specifically. And I will repeat again, all of this has roots or origins in your past. And so do not allow that, don't allow the past to guide you. Don't allow the past to mark your future. If you see that what you're doing today and you don't see that this has a good end, then change the channel here. Think of, is this me, the one that's wrong, or is this my partner? We're not always right. So there are always times to fix things here. And this card talks to me about communications with someone who is from a different country, or it could be a different culture, or even someone who speaks a different language or race. Someone different, very different from you. Someone who you need to discover. This person is not sitting there waiting for you. This person is going to open up to you very slowly. As you demonstrate to them that you are open to receiving, this relationship will start evolving. Okay, so sometimes, and I know that some people may be bothered by what I'm going to say, but sometimes we need to leave behind that juvenile perception, to think that, I want things to be this way. Because if you act in this type of way, it is wrong. And I think that it's better that I say it and I tell you, because it'll avoid potentially to have an unwanted problem here in the future. So I don't think that we can always put what we want and what we desire in front of everyone. We have to understand that other people to understand, to have that middle ground when both individuals feel that they are content and happy. Okay, so that's what these cards are telling you here. So if you are in this situation, try to understand others and be understood. Okay, so let's see what the Lenormand cards have to tell you. Okay, so here what these cards symbolize. First of all, you have the coffin. Okay, so this card to me talks about ending something, as the death card symbolizes, where we need to make a radical change. It could be an attitude. And this card Sorry. Um, this card talks to me about people who, if you see here, the flowers are telling you something, but you'll notice that there is a glass behind it, a colored glass here, where sometimes when one looks through this glass, the reality changes. So try to see things for what they truly are. Here I see offerings coming your way. Here I see that these two colors symbolize something for you. Here I see white, which is pureness, and there is a pink. I feel love. Something beautiful here. Something beautiful that can surge here, but we need to put our own effort in. Truly, I feel here that pride and to always feel that you are right about everything does not always work. And sometimes to admit that we are wrong is the way to grow as an individual. And hopefully this advice helps you for your relationship. Okay, so let's go to the third line and see what we have for you. You know, I think that the first line and the second line, I see death and resurrection, which is to... I almost see like the snake that sheds its skin and is renewed. I see something like that happening for you in this next month to change. And here it is, once again. Truly, you know, there's not much else to say here in respect to this card. We've had it in every single line, and it is asking you to make a change. And the change is positive because when this card we see it, it talks about something happening which will be completely beneficial for you this month. Okay, so as I've said, months in which it's your birthday, there will be it's a cycle here. Okay, so third line here, good news, Virgo. Here I see that you have all of your cups are filled, so happiness and joy. You achieve what it is that you want. And how are you going to achieve it here definitively? I'll put it here, it's a radical change. And what is that change that you need to make? If you're in a situation, in a relationship, here I see a wife or a husband, it could so a spouse, or a stable relationship in which there is no understanding, where the only thing that's happening is arguments, and where you have to have a lot of patience in order to overcome these arguments. And what the cards are asking you, Virgo, is to make a pause, like the Hanged Man. Breathe, count to 10, and think, you know, it's best to leave things as they are, rather than complicating things more for the future. So here I see you taking on a very intelligent attitude, which is to leave things as they are. Okay, so arguments are not beneficial because the only thing that we achieve when we argue with someone or fight with someone is to hurt the relationship even more. And in this case, the cards are asking you for patience, and that is what it will bring: change, liberation, and happiness. And happiness is the result at the end. And the happiness here apparently starts this month. Look what you have here, Virgo. You are dealing with someone which cheats, lies, who is not honest with you. And so when you find yourself with someone like that, as this card here, or you already have this person in your life, arguing is to waste your time. You can do it because, you know, we all do whatever it is that we want, but this is the advice that I give you. If you're watching this video, to have an idea of what's going to happen, I'll tell you right now, nothing good will come of it. When I see this card, the only thing that happens are problems. So if you want to avoid these problems, do not answer back. And if you can, just remove yourself from the situation, because I see many deceptions, lies, and there's a very long list here. Okay, so be the person who takes the first intelligent step, which will be to remove yourself. Because this person, like a snake, if you provoke them, they can bite. So, and as you can see, there's definitely venom here. So this type of situation, the best is to avoid them. Virgo, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you would like a private reading, you can write to my email, ameliatarot13@gmail.com. If you would like to see the additional card at the end of the video, don't forget to join using the button on the bottom right hand side of this video. Okay, and then you will have access to the next exclusive cards for this video to get a better idea. Okay, that'll be specifically related to this horoscope. Okay, so thank you very much, and I wish you all the best and happiness, and be cautious to avoid these issues. Thank you again.